Okie. Anthony. Good morning. It is maybe 6:30 in the AM on Thursday, February 20th, 2020. Going into the lunar cycle Bidakis on the Eagle Moon. And I am here at the studio early because I am obsessed. I could barely sleep. Yesterday on my drive home, I figured out that I was definitely doing one thing wrong in my first attempts at pressing these shirts. I had the tabletop for the shirts turned backwards, okay, so that the neck portion was up here, and so what I was doing was laying the shirts over here rather than running them like up this like a sleeve, hey. But now I turned this around and I thought maybe that'll solve most of my problems. But like I suspected, there's more going on than that, because even turned around, what I find is that once I push the frame down, the bottom portion of the frame is much closer to the surface of my medium than the top portion. For whatever reason, there's some lift here, and this was causing me a problem yesterday. I wasn't getting a clean head or clean letterings and this stuff. I also had the frame turned around, right, because I had the board turned. But in either case, it would have messed up their feet if I'd have been doing it the correct way anyway, because the back of the board needs to somehow lift up. And I think I can make that happen by shoving something in here, you know, giving it some lift and adjusting these screws. So that's what I was thinking about all night. And so first thing this morning, once I started, you know, coming to, I hopped out of bed and made my way down here to get this looked at and see if I can get some clean prints. We're still gonna go Spokbikimi. All right, it's almost 7:30, so we're gonna roll to the pond, and I think I've got this thing how I want it now. I've made several adjustments. First of all, I put tape on the inside seam of the frame, which I'd forgotten to do before, and that just prevents any of the ink leaking out the seams or anything if I happen to get, you know, if it gets, if the screen gets, for whatever, exposed on the seams, then we don't have leaks. Down here I've adjusted the board, turned it around, and pulled it out so that this, the frame holder can fall back behind the back edge, dropping that frame down more evenly onto the board. I've put a little lift under the board as I described before. I just bent some cardboard under there, and I think this is going to be just about where I want it, and it's sitting much nicer on the t-shirt now, not nearly as much lift coming off the back end. So what I like to do is bolt this down so it's not all wobbly and stuff, but eventually at home, when this goes home. Okay, so I think we're ready to roll. I'm not going to print any until I'm here. I'm going to go to Spokbikimi now, take a walk around, and come back between 8:30 and 9. It's about 4 degrees below zero, and there's a wind chill. And I didn't really dress wintry today because it was only 4 degrees below zero. So just walking out already, I'm a little cold. I'm a little chilly, but we're gonna go check out the river at the very least. see. I might turn back from there and go get those t-shirts started anyway, but at least got out here to touch base. Let's go check out the river. Frightened off this large eagle. It had been perched just up here in the trees, and I crossed through the north wood. You know, there's another one too. Let me see if I can get him in the it's hard to catch these guys when they're soaring so high, and he moved so fast. I mean, from these trees way out over the horizon. Kind of started the geese on the river a little bit. They must have wondered what could scare the eagle off. So again, this is the downstream end. This is where I'll soon be crossing to check the river island in the next couple of months as the geese start nesting. No sign of slides or footprints of the mink. So we'll proceed upstream. I'm still quite chilled, but you know what? I'm going to be in a warm office all day, so just make this round and get her done. Sounding the alarm on me. Brat. Come into this cut bank here, which is a really protected little stream, open water. This is where the muskrat risked all kinds of stuff to get to. Oh. Ducks. Golden eyes. They just flew. Certainly see a landscape littered with tracks, recent tracks. I suspect most of these are goose tracks. Camera works really not great this morning. I'm kind of looking out over the viewfinder as I work. There's another, is that a golden eye? Yeah, I think that's another golden eye leaving the scene. I've seen no sign of the kingfishers for a while. You know, since around December time. And there is a little bird roundabouts here who I believe is still the that shrike, that northern shrike, but he's kind of staying away, staying shy of the camera these days. Woodpeckers are beginning to make more noise in the forest. This is something myself and pretty much all of my phenology students based in southern Alberta are noticing. Woodpeckers are getting back to work, and some of that is probably signaling to other birds some of that is, I mean, to other woodpeckers, to those that speak that language, and some of it is probably them getting started on harvesting this year's borer beetle grubs as they become active near to the surface of the tree. And I'm hoping, as usual this time of year, that the woodpeckers will show me an accessible bed of borer grubs in a fallen poplar log somewhere, and I'll be able to get a taste of those candy tasting maggots myself. Alright, let's go up, look at what's happening at the bench and the South Pond Spring. Nothing really happening at what little open water there is in the pool just north of the high level bridge by the bench, in the old garter snake den where the owls used to nest. It's kind of neat knowing the whole history of this place. This is the meandering bit of open water where we first encountered where we only encountered the mink. Very mink curious right now. I bet he's up at that canal where the beaver lodge is upstream. Over here, South Pond Spring. A little bit of open water still, but a lot of ice as well, and no goose. No goose, no mallards. Yeah, yesterday I got a look at the lone coyote out here. She, not sure which, was checking for voles in these, what did I call these? It's like a bulrush swampy area in here. Ooh, who's that? Oh, that's a magpie out there. Some interesting bird. And the magpies are worth watching. They know where stuff is going on. They're our constant companions and we take them for granted. Big time. Not too many people out there magpie watching. And that's a shame. All flickers. I believe it is. Group of flickers on the kind of the bank of the levee here by the owlwood on the south end. Yeah, he just flew up, one of them. Where are you, bud? So there must be some insect activity getting going on the ground. This guy followed me, this starling. He's just following me, telling everybody where I'm at. It's a brat. There were, as I approached, there were about 3-4 pheasant came out of here. It flew up over the ridge there. I don't know if it was me that startled them or somebody move through the brush here. Someone else moving away from me, you know. Looks like everything is still ice on the pond. But the pond is often in shadow. It's a cold place. Se cazzo sta. Just here by the pump house. This is the little wabbit who we see often. Well, one of them. Can't say there's just the one, but this is a really good kind of rabbit habitat where the golf course throws all its woodpile stuff, and like I've shown in the wilderness park, they love it when there's like detritus like this. It's perfect. Perfect for these guys. They thrive because they can get away from their predators in there. This guy right here, I bet if I startle him, he shoots into this culvert. It's hidden under this board. Tempted, but I'll let him be. Now we're getting somewhere. Getting some nice prints, some men's shirts, some women's shirts, some women's long sleeve V-necks, and okay, yeah, okay. So we get to see what one looks like on.
Does it look okay?
Yeah, looks good.
I'm just gonna let it dry slowly. Take it off because it looks.
Yeah, got a little ink on there.
It's
hey,
all good. Yeah, it's all good though.
Okay.
But thanks, right? Oh, awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I wanted to see what one looked on a body. So, everything's pressing well now. I'm not sure whether to clean this ink in between. I think I can clean it at the end. Don't think it'll gunk up the insides of the shirts too much as I go.
No sign of that?
Morning. Sign of
Roseanne.
anyone else? No. It's about 9:30 now, and I'm just entering the Ridgewood subdivision on the west side. Hustled over here after opening my Facebook messages to see whether any of the late students had let me know the reason for their absence this morning, and I did get some such messages. However, I also saw that there was something in a filtered envelope from last night, and turned out to be a message from the husband of my client over here in Ridgewood, the one who is contending with the tea house to try to get the most skunks out of a den this late winter. I think they're going to be up to number 6 now, but yeah, as of last night they had a skunk in a trap here, and I had no clue. So I just learned about it, dashed over here, and we are going to pick up the skunk and move it, of course. Hopefully it's still in good order. Oh yeah, it's moving around. He's probably seen me before, and he's happy that I'm here because now he gets to leave the trap. Must have been a pretty brutally cold night, you know, stuck in a trap like that. Just gonna put the camera over by him, and then I'll go grab my tarp. Him or her. Which? Good morning. Can we have a non-spray morning? Because I am here to rescue you, so to speak. stinky. Yep, a little bit. Little bit of spray. Well, maybe not. Maybe that's just the tarp itself. I'm so immune to this skunk smell now. I hardly even notice. Oh. Just gonna deposit this skunk on the other side of the river here. It's not too cold today, like I was saying before, but we do have a wind, so that makes it a little bit chilly, but I think skunk will be okay. More or less difficult than any other relocation scenario, I suppose. All right. Let's hook ready here. Littler guy or gal, probably guy for littler. Well, I don't know. Mammals, they tend to be bigger, eh? Anyway, back to the studio. Check it out. I'm finally getting nice, clean presses after trying to do a second screen and then finding out it was on backwards and then having to take it out, flip it around, and re-staple it to the frame myself. Duct tape, little duct tape. We just got a Tandy order. We're gonna get into that. Yeah. I ordered one of everything you guys did that was interesting. So like this, the mini punch. I ordered one mini punch. One of you ordered a mini punch.
I ordered a maxi.
Yeah. Okay. So.
Oh, hey.
The mini punch must have been.
This is my list.
Oh, that's your list?
Yeah, this is my list.
Uh-oh. Okay, maybe I didn't even have Barry's list.
Somebody's deck. No, you should have. It was in the book.
That's it, I'm heading to Calgary.
You want to go to Calgary?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, Charlie got another new tattoo just this afternoon. Pretty wicked. Going to set up a booth at the International Peace Powwow this weekend, and Charlie's going to try to sell some t-shirts and maybe some hoodies or something, eh? Yeah, I've got several good shirts. I got 4 that turned out really nice here. A couple more nice ones here. And then so 6 really good ones, and then an equivalent number of actually 7 of them that have little flaws, like, you know, maybe the lettering didn't turn out quite right, you know. So those ones will probably go at a reduced price, or I'll give them away to friends. Something like that. Heading out. Is it that time? It is that time. Wow. It's 4 o'clock already. 1,600 hours. We're going to be closing shop pretty soon. Well, we're going to finish Charlie's run here so that we can do a cleanup. But guess it's the end of the day. Studio's closed. You guys done got to go home, but you can't stay here. Okay, so I received a comment today from someone regarding the humane extraction of skunks from, you know, situations like this where they're denned up under stairwells how do you get them out of there without trapping and removing them, and putting them in that high mortality risk category. People have said use mothballs, use lights, use noise, use all different kind of scent, like pepper spray chemicals. But from what I hear from actual people trying those things, it rarely works. And here I have a client that I'm setting up a trap at. She's had this skunk problem, and she's been, dealing with handling it different ways. I'll let her give you the lowdown.
So started in the spring with one, and now we have, we think, 7 to 8 skunks. We've tried the pepper spray, we've tried the critter ritter, we've tried blocking this all off, putting mesh over it, and they still have now dug up my whole yard to get into there, and now they've procreated, and now we have a ton of them.
Yeah.
None of it works. We've bought flashlights, LEDs.
You put lights
we've
down
put
in the hole.
alarm clocks down here. We've put newspaper down there. We've done everything that we have been told by the city and by Fish and Wildlife, and nothing has worked. And so now you can see all the little skunk marks and all their tracks all around the whole neighborhood. So now they have actually infiltrated the whole neighborhood.
Yeah.
So yeah, it doesn't work.
Yeah.
And we have dogs. They say they don't like dogs, and the neighbor has a very barky dog, and nope, they're still here.
Yeah, the dogs are in the backyard.
Yeah.
They know. They
know. So they haven't dug under my gate, but they've dug under theirs.
Oh, yeah.
So, but they're not under my gate yet. But we need to get rid of them. And then people say relocating them doesn't work either. So here's hoping.
Well, I don't know if relocating them doesn't work, because usually, like, I bring them across the river, and this time of year, they could potentially cross the river and cross the ice.
Yeah.
But they put themselves out for, like, eagle bait when they do, Yeah, but it won't, like, solve the problem.
No.
To relocate
and I don't
them.
want to kill them.
No.
People are saying put a tarp over and gas them.
Yeah.
I don't want a rotting skunk underneath my
No,
steps.
it's wicked. I've had that situation that I've been called to before too.
All in all, they're still really cute, and they add to our environment.
No, then you get
them.
skunk smell and decomposition smell, and it sucks.
Yeah. You can still smell it. They sprayed this morning.
Oh well, you could be smelling me too.
Oh, there you go.
I generally smell like skunk. All right, we're gonna get you set up. Just home now, and Chelsea and the kids were pulling out just as I was pulling in. I bought a couple of groceries on my way home. Got some coffee, some cantaloupe, a little bit of coconut water, and this really good Klosten Haller non-alcoholic German beer that I've tried. The Budweiser Prohibition, I've tried the Molson XL, and I've tried the Coors, whatever they call it, the non-alcoholic. None of them taste like anything resembling, well, they resemble beer, but it's bad. It's not good. This stuff is actually, like, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. Anyway, Chelsea and the kids were taking off as I was pulling in. They're going to go swimming. I'm going to have to take Polly out because I'm sure he wants to go out by now. But I had to send Chelsea a note because I found a pot of water still with the stove on, getting ready to boil. And they're going swimming. So I sent her a picture of it, and I wrote her a note. And I said, another major safety violation that I'm going to have to report. She says, oh my goodness, I really thought I turned it completely off. That's the second major health violation, or safety violation. Another occasion she left actually 2 occasions, she left the blow dryer plugged into the wall and laying in the sink, which is, when it's just her and I around, not a problem. But when the kids are around, yikes. Anyway, just picking on Chels. Anyway, looks like I'm home for the evening alone. That last skunk setup was kind of a late call in the day. Oh, I got a package. My Amazon Prime package is here. Let's open this because this is something cool. Let's see. Set up the little tripod here. I had made mention that I can't find a snake field guide for Costa Rica. Somebody said try reptiles of Costa Rica. Bang! Amazon Prime reptiles of Costa Rica field guide. So it's got all the 139 species of snakes, to my understanding, plus, you know, the lizards, the turtles, tortoises, the crocodilians, alligators, all that jazz. So any reptile I encounter down there, now we're going to be able to figure out who it is and, you know, match a name to a face. And hopefully a behavior, because I'm not just out there sightseeing to say I saw this, I saw that. I want to learn something from these animals. Hopefully, even if a little something in that bit of time that I got with them. I'm going to be looking at monkeys too. Not that I don't every day, but different species. Yeah, so I got looks like the next hour or two at least to myself. Probably edit this video, put it online, and tomorrow I expect we're going to have a couple of skunk calls because I got some new traps out there. Yeah, okay. Again,